Hey folks, I am the Ruthless Wonder, not a Ruthless Wonder. We are back on the Wrath of Ruthless. There is no music this week, and that is because, like I said, we are having a number of issues. You notice we started at 2 o'clock instead of our usual 1:30. That's for good reason. I had to take care of some good family stuff this afternoon, but also my computer's acting a little weird. I have a feeling I have too much stuff going at once, such is the nature of the beast. However, you are listening to The Wrath of Ruthless, and I got a show of shows for you today. But before we get to that and all the introductions, we first want to, of course, talk real quickly about GoFundMe.com/StoresWarriors. We got some additional contributions here in the last few days. I want to thank you guys for that. Again, if you cannot give, again, this is to helping out my brother during his wait for a heart transplant. We're still waiting. I have a really cool update about that in a second. But if you can't donate, please share the link on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms. So I said there's a really cool update. His son, my nephew, had his senior night at his high school football game, and my brother was actually able to, with the help of a number of people, make it out for that. For those of you all who know Chris, obviously you saw the video on Facebook. Those of you all who don't, not sharing the video, that's a family thing. However, like I said, it was a great moment. Got to see his son's game. First one he was able to see this season. Really good moment, and of course, you know, glad to see him still getting around okay. Of course, along with supporting my brother during this transplant, we also have our friend Chris Good over at Ruby Jean's Juicery. Please remember, go check them out, 40th and Broadway. All organic juices, all cold pressed drinks, all done right there in front of you. And again, some small bites, all good healthy stuff. Handcrafted juice and performance shakes, smoothies, all that good stuff. Look at all those wonderful things. It is just as vibrant in person as you see in these photos. I promise. That's 40th and Broadway, Kansas City, Missouri. Go check them out. Tell them the Wrath of Ruthless sent you. And like I said, patronize, help support. Ruby Jean's Juicery. Also, want to give a quick shout out to our friend Courtney Alexander and her Dust to Onyx deck did fulfill its goals on Kickstarter, and you can still pre-order for, I think, until the 28th. I'm not sure. You can check out that page at Dust. That's DUST, the number 2, Onyx.com was where you can go pre-order those. And of course, if you're going to check out websites, you got to check out weekendlife.com. That's WKNDLIFE.com. And we have, of course, the new Westworld and Insecure TV show recaps that we've done. Those are up first on SoundCloud, and then, of course, that's SoundCloud/WDDIJ. And, of course, they'll be on YouTube here this week in time for this week's recording. So, don't forget to check them out at WKNDLIFE.com. And, of course, you can always support the show by going on the 314 Publishing page on TeePublic. That's teepublic.com/314publishing. And you can get any of our logos, all of our logos, however many logos you want to get onto t-shirts. You can get them on the mugs. You can get them on to hoodies, phone cases, notebooks, laptop cases, the whole nine. They are no longer on sale. However, they were on sale for quite a while. And, as I said, travel mugs are $15. Coffee mugs are $15. The larger travel mugs are $25. Really good, high quality stuff. A really good breathable material. Everybody who gets one says they love it. Go check it out. teepublic.com/314publishing. So, let's introduce, of course, my co-hosts. Oh, I said hosts. There are 2 today. Yeah. So, first up, of course, you know her, you love her. You sent her very weird messages that you think I'm going to give to her, you creepos. That's, of course, my co-host, Brittany. How are you doing? Brittany. There we go. She's back. None that I would share because they're too creepy. We'll throw it there. And for you classic long-time listeners, a voice you know and love. We got her in for that throwback episode, and She's back for hopefully a few more of these, and that is, of course, our Wednesday Titan at Words Don't Do It Justice. Rain, how you doing? Doing good. Welcome back. Yeah, we we didn't hear you because you were still muted, apparently. No worries, it happens. That was definitely your fault because you were definitely the one that had yourself muted still. Yeah. So, of course, oh wow, we're apparently still having problems on the YouTubes. So let us get over and fix that. That unfortunately does happen sometimes. Let's check the watch page, make sure it's doing all right. Let's see what's going on here. That was definitely your fault because you were definitely the one that had yourself muted still. Yeah. Yep, it's still doing bad. So let's see what the trouble is. Ladies, go ahead and talk for me.
Yes, thank you. I can't help
I'm
it. I
really
love that.
doing okay, thanks.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna use that. I love it. I love it.
That's not how that was supposed to go at all, I promise.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we gotta figure out what this problem is.
Yes, thank you.
Just
Thank you
7
so much. I
seconds
love that.
delay though.
All right, so I think I fixed it. I
I
had to double up some audio.
oh my gosh.
That'll
Okay.
be very interesting. Let's see what the chat's looking like because they're all definitely telling us, "Hey, guess what? We can't hear anything." Sorry, chat. Let's see here. Who are you people? Yeah, watchers on the wall. Yeah, nobody can hear anything. All right, well, we fixed that problem, guys. So we won't redo the intros again because that would just lose the wonderful ways they've been done. But of course, folks, we have Brittany as usual and the returning WDDIJ classic Shay, the wonderful Miss Rain on the show today. Ladies, I know I told you guys a little bit about what we're talking about today. I didn't tell you the whole deal to give you some surprise. But as folks can read, today's topic is a ruthless on relationships, and I've called it hashtag Who Do You Love.
Mm-hmm.
So I ran. Brittany and I were talking. Must have been yesterday. Was it yesterday or was it the day before? I think it was
It was
yesterday.
yesterday.
Yeah. So we were talking yesterday, and we got done with that conversation. I was like, I definitely wanted to make tomorrow a ruthless on relationships episode. I was teetering on it, and I just kind of solidified it for me. And then I ran across this article. So, have you guys seen this before?
Let me see.
Um,
Oh, yeah,
I
I've seen that. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I've seen it, but in relation to people in Japan, I didn't know it was happening over here too.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was. That's what I was getting to. Thank you for getting to it before me, there, Rain. Normally, when I see
Sorry.
these articles about millennials, no, that's what I'm happy about that. Normally, when I see millennials having less sex than previous generations, it is usually an article about Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, I kind of like ignore them. Not that I don't want to read them every once in a while, but most of the time I just ignore them because I'm like, it's not really gonna affect me. It's not the U.S. Not really something I want to read right now. But
Mm-hmm.
reading through this one earlier this morning, before I kind of got busy, apparently a number of studies have come back showing that millennials and their definition of millennials is much broader than I expected. Their definition of millennials is anyone born between the 80s and 90s. So 80 through 99 are considered millennials to them for the purpose of the study. And while the experts do find millennials having less sex, they also said that it may be perfectly fine and not be a problem.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what you want to hear when you're not having sex, right? You may be okay.
Exactly.
So,
Might just could sort of kind of perhaps.
yeah, you need all the hope you can get in that situation. You don't want anybody being negative. So, I mean, I can't say I really believe that they're actually right when they're saying it may be okay. They might just be trying to keep our spirits up so nobody jumps.
Yeah, and that's the thing that kind of got me. So I did more research, and despite this article being, I'd say fairly decent, you guys can check that out over at Forbes.com. No, I will not be adding the link to the description below. We don't give other people money; they bring us money. But I was reading this and I was thinking, like, there's not a bigger height of using online dating apps. There's not the ubiquity of internet dating has never been higher, which you didn't see in previous generations. It's not like, in the 80s and 90s everybody had a a VHS tape that belonged to some dating company. People just met each other at bars and clubs and things of that nature. And I'm wondering, one, how you feel about that interesting labeling on our generation, but also how you feel about the ubiquity of dating apps towards what is perceived to be a lower amount of dating, sex, and relationships in this generation. And we'll kind of start there. And we'll give it to the classic. Rain, come on. Tell us your thoughts first.
I can actually honestly say I don't even know how to feel about that, because it's like, and I know why people are probably having less sex.
Certainly.
Broke. Like, it's weird. It's a weird, maybe a weird parallel to draw, but when people don't have money to, I don't know, do the expensive version of online dating, and let alone actually just regular dating, and then there's the whole going out thing, and then there's the taking time away from being able to make money thing. Like, if I just looked at, even in my own circle, it's hard, because it's like, if you're going to work full time and actually, in my case, I technically work 2 jobs right now. Most of the time there's not much time for anyone else, and then I got to squeeze in time to make sure that the dog gets attention. Like, it's hard.
Listen, Shadow is important, and as the official mascot of Words Don't Do It Justice, you have to take care of Shadow. That's my buddy.
Exactly. So yeah,
Yes,
it's
people,
hard
Shadow is more
because
important than the rest of you. I'm kidding. I love you, Justice League.
but no, it's crazy because numbers and all that. It's kind of scary, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like maybe the numbers aren't even necessarily showing people having sex, period. I think people are really looking at the numbers for people in relationships. I don't know if people are actually getting into relationships as much anymore, because relationships take time and effort that nobody really has time for these days. At least I don't.
And see, that's one of those interesting things. Like, it is it a time thing? And Brittany, yeah, respond to that. Like, do you feel like that you just don't have the time for it in the same way Rain feels?
She's a little bit more, optimistic and sociable than I am. I'm very like misanthropic at the end of the day. Like, I really do not like people sometimes. And like, I don't think I have the patience for most relationships. I mean, I got annoyed one time because a guy got annoyed with me that I didn't text him when I got home. And I'm like, stop all of this supervision. Like, stop it. And I didn't even take it that he actually might have cared, to know that I was safe. Immediately, I went straight to just being like, why are you pressing me like this? Like, what's going on? So I'm just going to be honest. I think that I'm settled in my ways. Like I've never been the girl that just got like into a lot of relationships and stuff. So I'm just settled in my ways. And I feel like those apps for people like me, they do something different. For people like me, those apps remind us of why these things annoy us. You know, like I hate a lot. I sometimes I'm just a difficult person. I swear, like I am just so difficult sometimes that it makes me laugh. All right. So like I hate small talk sometimes. So like I hate when you swipe right or whatever. Yeah, like when you swipe right on the dude and you know you have to then like act like you care about how his day went. And I'm like, I don't even know you from a can of paint. I don't even know your last name and I have to ask you how your day went. And then, you know, it bothers me and I immediately like unmatch when he says one word and doesn't ask the question back, like, you know, good. Okay, what do I do with this one adjective? Are you serious right now? What do I do with that?
What she's saying, fellas, is step your game up if you're going to come at Queen Brittany.
Yes, like do something because I'm just like, yo, like I can't stand that. So I'm just kind of like, oh my gosh, like here we go with this lame. Like he now wants me to carry a conversation. Like this just, I have all these other things I've got to do with my life. And now I've got to add this to the list. No, thank you. So these kind of apps just, they remind me of why I don't. So I'm not shocked when they say, you know, oh, you're not having as much sex. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I come from a long line of women who don't, you know, expand their potential like they should in this arena. I'm very well aware I'm not having enough sex. I get it. You know, like I'm just like, and I don't take this to mean anything. I'm just like, oh, yeah, tell me something I don't know. You know, like I'm just like, it's just.
I think we're on the same page, just on different descriptions of it. Because I'm saying I don't have time, but everything you just said is, yeah, exactly. But that's what I just said. But I didn't say that. So yeah,
yeah. Like I mean, I'm just like I just get annoyed.
Well,
I just
that's
get
a funny thing.
it's
There's
ridiculous.
an app for the two of you. So, Bumble, which I think is a hilarious idea.
No, I've tried that app. That app is so...
You don't like Bumble? All right, well, folks, for you folks listening on SoundCloud, we'll explain what Bumble is real quick. Yeah. Bumble is made by the folks who made Tinder. They left and then made their own, a new app that caters to women first. Women are the only ones who can initiate conversation, even though everyone can swipe left or right however many times they feel. But they only have 24 hours to do so before the connection disappears. So... literally, you're on the clock, and you can just ghost without even worrying about it. Because even if you connect, he can't bug you. So for people that works for, apparently for both of these ladies, they don't like Bumble. The other one
I've never heard of Bumble before now.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm just more concerned with what's going on in this chat. And this guy's like, I feel if you're not having enough sex, you must be ugly. Well, that goes both ways, and you don't know me.
No, it says that feel when you don't have enough sex cause ugly. In other words, he's too ugly to have sex.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I immediately apologize.
I apologize to our Justice League members in the chat.
I apologize. Let me go get my glasses. I'm like an old. Let me go get my glasses. This is what I get for trying to be all. See, this is what I get into. I get in denial. I get in denial and think I can just sit here and I don't need my glasses. Let me just stop. All right. I got my glasses. I'm sorry. Back to business as usual. But no, I do not like Bumble. Bumble is ridiculous. Well, Bumble is so stupid. Like, I just don't like it. It's just like, it's, here's the thing. It takes a lot. I have a complex anyway. I am not trying to date any man who cannot be assertive. If you can't be assertive and chase me, and like, you know, and I'm not, this is coming from a woman who doesn't even really consider herself a traditional person. I'm not very traditional. Okay. So, but I do like some things. Like I like to know that the guy I'm dealing with is like a guy, like a man's kind of guy, you know, like, you know, I like to know that. All right. So I said, you know, like when I was like, I'm gonna give Bumble a chance. Cause I mean, that'll weed out the pervs and all of that. But the problem is, what happens is you end up chasing them because you have to message first. So I end up like a moron with a bunch of matches and I'm just like, well, I'm not messaging them. So what do I do now? You know, like, I don't know. Like, that's why I say I'm a difficult person. So then when I say, hey, you know, like, hey, what's up? Or I might say something like, oh, I like your picture. What kind of dog do you have? Something like that. You know, I'm trying to just be as interesting as possible. Like, I'm just flying off the cuff. I can't remember. Like, I don't usually send like generic responses or whatever. But I mean, when I do that and they respond still with whack answers, there's no cure for that. Like, I think what needs to be done is like, there needs to be an app called like...
There's no cure for whackness.
No,
Brittany
there needs to be.
2016.
I need to make an app called like No Lames Allowed. Like you need to fill out a questionnaire and you need to be funny. You need to have a little bit of something like a pizzazz, and I can approve you for the app because I think that's what needs to happen. Like we've got just a whole bunch of different, like the lames are just running from one place to another, you know. And then I feel like sometimes it's like I want to like see the manager because I feel like they're cheating the system. I'll see some dudes on Tinder that are on Bumble, and I'm like, no, no, no. You have to pick one. You can't have it both ways. Like you're cluttering the market. What are you doing? We already have one of you. You stay in your lane, you know? And then I'm like, I can't send that as a complaint to the support team because they're going to be like, well, you know, they can do that, you know, like freedom, America. Okay. So, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. There needs to, when there's a way to cure whackness on these apps and in the dating pool, I will be happy with it. I feel like too many guys get on these from a woman. Here's where men go wrong on these things. Too many guys get on these apps, all right? And they just want all the work done for them because we've pimped so many statistics out like, oh, women outnumber you. So you can do whatever you want to do because women are going to want you because they outnumber you. You're in demand. You're going to do. So all of these guys are becoming like the personifications of Walmart. Okay, like they don't have to give good customer service because we have to show up no matter what. You see what I mean? That's the problem here. And I'm just like, dude, like you're not interesting. How are you flooding all of these dating apps? Like seriously, and that's why I don't know. Like I can say this confidently. Every woman I know who has met a guy off of Tinder or any dating app, I'm not gonna say Tinder specifically, but any dating app, I feel like they have definitely settled. They've definitely settled, you know, like, and here's what I mean. I mean, they settled because they don't really have any common interest. The one thing that they may have in common, maybe that is cuffing season and they both want to be cuffed. Okay. Or they may have one interest in common and they just milk the bejesus out of that one interest. And I'm like, okay.
Yo, real talk though, it is cuffing season and like we are in. Unless you are into being cuffed, it is Dodge season for real out here. As a man who has executed Dodge EXE, it's Dodge season right now.
I mean, it's so like I just don't get it. And I'm not trying to bash and say like all dudes are lame or anything like that. I'm just saying that I think that I vibe more with guys who probably like, I think I'm just doing it wrong. Like, I think, you know, number one, you know, I've lived in some places where my type of guy was just not going to be there sometimes. Okay. Like Matt always jokes with me all the time because he says I have a type for real. And I hate that so much right now because he laughs like that. Like I hate that laugh. But I mean, like,
I can't even tell the people what your type is because our chat would be entirely consumed with it if I did.
No, it's not. Like, I feel like here's my type. I feel like I don't want a type of, like, I'm probably the only woman who's born in the South, okay, that probably feels like, you know, I'm going to look around and be like.
She does Dodge better than me.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I'm probably the only woman born in the South who feels like sometimes, you know, you can be too nice, you know, like that's why, like, most of the time, most of my dating stories and dating adventures come from New York dudes because I feel like they get me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they get me on a different level, you know, like they're just, because everybody's trying to like put everything like one notch above or whatever. I don't know. It's a really crazy dynamic. I'm not going to go into the psyche of me. Like, I'm just not going to do it because then I'll have other problems. All of my issues will be out on the internet and then it doesn't matter about what dating apps I'm on. So I'm going to put a pause on that and just hold it. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do with that information. But I mean, like, I feel like there's some things that I just haven't been able to meet the right types of guys on some of these apps. Like, I'm not saying dudes are lame or anything that they're using these apps. I'm just saying that doesn't work for me. I'm difficult. I need to meet you in your natural habitat and see how you function in life, because this filtered mess, you know, it's like, it's too much. It's too much. I don't really care. Don't send me one adjective. Hey, how was your day? Good. But do you really think, are women running with that? That's what I want to know. I'm like, I can't put it all on the dudes. I can't put it all on the Jews. I think there are some lame women out here too that are taking that and running with it because he's not stepping his game up because it's worked on somebody. Like, are you really saying, oh, it was good? You know, I think my day was good too. And guess what I did? Blah, blah, blah. No, not this girl. Not this girl, period. Like, no. And then I threw out a Mr. Blonde reference one time. It was Mr. Blonde, Mr. Pink, one of the colors. I threw out a Reservoir Dog like reference one time. And this guy didn't get it. And he didn't get it. And I was like, yeah, bye.
Yeah.
That's all it took for me.
See,
you don't get that.
But
we
you
have
can do
nothing
that.
to talk about.
I'm not allowed to do that. Which makes me angry, honestly.
You are allowed to do that. Who says you can't do that?
Women. Apparently, I'm an asshole if I expect them to know basic cinema references for giant fucking movies. But that's not the point. We lost Rain here for a minute. Hopefully, we will get her back here in a bit. I wanted to get your thought because there's one sitting in the chat in the window so everybody can see right now, and that's this app called Taste Buds. Have you heard of Taste Buds before? Like I said, we're still trying to get Rain back, folks. She lost her connection for a minute there. But what do you think about this app here?
Taste Buds. If that's not an app to like make the lames pay for a free dinner, I don't want to know about it.
No. Are you seeing it in the window there?
Yeah, but you know, like I can't really see like everybody else right now. You know, my vision is kind of like messed up, and that's small. But if that would be a really genius app. If you could find a way to make the lames making life difficult on Tinder pay for free dinners, that's what I would call that app. Okay. Taste Buds.
Taste Buds.
Yeah.
You see it better now?
Okay. Yeah.
So for the folks listening and not watching, this is an app that matches you up with people based on your location and a shared interest in the same kind of music. So you can add your favorite bands or scan your iPhone music library for you iPhone users. Fuck y'all. And apparently, not only can you get dates, but you can also get folks to go to live events with.
This is okay.
Hey, I mean, I have gone to concerts with a lot of people. I don't know that I would use an app to get those people. I usually kind of go through my friends group or like friends of friends and whatnot. But before we go on, we do have finally Rain's back. Rain, what do you think about this app?
I don't even know because I'm like, you ever know those people who say they're into the same stuff, and then you actually waste your time and spend time with them only to find out that they didn't like that at all. They were just trying to, or maybe, well,
Yes, I have.
I don't like this app. I mean, first of all, this app is just ridiculous. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to meet these people and they're going to be like, oh, I really like this band or I really like this. And that is all you're going to have in common. And then you're going to send them a message and being like, oh, what's your favorite song? And then they're going to answer you back with like a lame song. And people like me are going to say that's their worst song, unmatched. Like that still doesn't solve my problems.
You definitely have had this conversation with somebody about Paramore. I know you have.
I mean, here's my thing. I have to judge people based on like which Paramore they like. If they like early Paramore, then I'm totally on board. But like the newer Paramore, like when everybody started leaving and dropping like flies and it was like Survivor and people were getting kicked off the island, that's when I was like, I don't know what's happening here. Like I don't get it. Like the music is still decent, but you know, I tend to be more judgmental when it comes to hip hop though. If you tell me something like, if I ask you your favorite rapper and you say like Rich Homie Quan,
we're done.
I'm done. You see what I mean? Like there's
done.
No talking to you. There's nothing. Like you are ridiculous. Like bye. You know, and I really tend to judge people who say something. I had a dude tell me one time that Young Jeezy was the rawest rapper alive. And I'm like, well, do you know do I need to give you a list of rappers who are living? Like, are you confused about the ones still living? Like, I mean, is that the reason you're saying that? Like, I was just kind of like, are you serious? This is not life right now, but he meant it. It. So I'm like, oh my God.
So people understand. I agree with you people out there going right now, man, Jeezy go hard though. I agree with you. But he's not the hardest rapper alive.
Not by far. Not by far.
Maybe if you mean like by hard, you mean like Jello instead of just leaving it in the fridge?
he said rawest. So he meant like, like he could, the way I took it was in my mind, I pulled out my handy dandy mental source magazine dictionary. Okay. And I said, raw, great, could ether you in a battle. That's what that meant to me. All right. So I'm like,
maybe what he meant was like
our entire chat, like Brittany, I want you to realize, like our entire chat just went mad.
Spinach in a smoothie.
But but he can't. But Jeezy can't out rap anybody. Like, here's the thing. Like, he makes music, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, it works, bro. It does what it does. He'll make it do what it do, whatever. But he cannot. Like, he can't just. No, like if there's ever a time where Nas and Jeezy have to like actually meet up, okay, and actually like rap, and they have to have a battle or something, there's no competition. Like, I would just tell Nas, don't even pick up the mic, bro. Like, don't even do this to yourself. Don't even do this, because see, you can't lose, because if you beat him horribly, it looks like you're bullying him. Okay. And then if you lose, it looks like, how did this happen? And you're not going to lose. So people would just assume that you let him win to save his, and they're going to be like, why is Nas being so soft on him? You see what I mean? So I'm just like, Nas, don't do that. Like, you're so much better than this. Don't do it. If I have to tell a great rapper like Nas, who is like my favorite, to do that against you, you're not the rawest alive. That's why I said, are you confused about who's alive? And he looked at me like I was slow. And I'm like, that's the only thing I have to ask you. Like, do you not know who's living?
I like it.
I don't know, man. I really feel like he just means like kale and spinach.
He means something, man. I'm just like, I don't know. But see, that's the kind of stuff that would break a relationship for me. If somebody told me something like that, that's not something that I could just keep dealing with you with. And you tell me that, I'm like, if you ever tell me Jeezy is the rawest rapper alive,
we're done.
I can't take you anywhere. Like, I can't take you in public. I can't go to Target with you. I can't take my mom. I can't bring children into this world with you and the horrible taste that you have. Like, I mean, seriously? Like, the best way I've ever heard anybody describe Jeezy and the stuff that he says was Hannibal Buress and his joke about him on like one of his specials. Hannibal Buress goes, rap is funny. Jeezy has this one joke where he's like, stupid, dumb, rich, my house got rooms. My stupid, dumb, rich, my room's got rooms, something like that. And so he's like, nah, Jeezy, those are closets. And I'm like, exactly.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Like, he's not saying anything. Like, even when he said, if I can pick that apart and make a joke like that out of a lyric, that you're not right, man. Like, you're not the rawest. Like, I mean, that was so easy. How stupid, dumb, big. My room's got rooms. Yeah, and I'm like, what are you like? And he's like, those are closets. And it's so easy to say that. Because, I mean, like Rain just said, she thought that immediately. And I'm like, I can't deal with anybody who's thinking that this guy's a genius for having closets in his house. Like, like it doesn't make any sense.
Well, for the
exactly,
both of you,
I agree. That's grounds for divorce.
As we move on, we have an app for the two of you, dog lovers that you are. 10 Dog. For dog lovers, this is the app is called 10 Dog. It's a dating service for pet owners. You can discover other people's dogs and their owners in your area, and you can swipe right if you're interested in getting to know the person and their dog. You'll never walk your dog alone again, and you might just find puppy love on the side. That's 10 Dog, available for iOS and Android.
Okay.
I'll think about it. Probably not.
All right, and that sounds lame as hell. Half of these, all right, now folks, if you're watching the video, you're seeing that I'm going through a few of these because some of these are shit, and we're just not going to talk about them.
The problem with the dog one is if the guy is lame, I might call Dog Protective Services and try to like have the dog against him. Like, I'm very petty in this sense. Like, I do not believe that the dog should suffer your lameness.
Exactly. Like, if I don't like you, that means I actually just like put shit. What is Shadow? If Shadow just starts growling right off the bat, that instantly means, nah, dog. Sorry, it's a waste of time.
If Shadow's not down,
I mean,
then, we aren't. Here's another lame one. This is a line for the iOS. You can match
Mm-hmm.
by your zodiac sign.
Okay, now that's just okay. Oh my god!
Because
All of these people,
apparently the
everybody
70s is
We're
not
gonna move
dead.
on from that.
everybody using this app right here. Everybody using this app right here. They use the Crystal Rock deodorant. Everybody
Yeah.
using this app uses the Crystal Rock deodorant. These are just, I mean, really? Come on now. Come on now. Like, who's actually trying to find love? Oh my god.
So this one's called At First Sight, another lame one here. It uses video, like, it's video profiles. Which means you'll always have to have headphones on when you look at this thing, because no one's picture is ever going to display. But yeah, video files. You see how lame some of the stuff is? Fuck Coffee Meets Bagel. Grouper Social Club. I'm going to bet Groupon based. Oh no, it's group dates. It's group dates. They're going to match up three guys, 3 girls, or same-sex couples based on age, education, job, interest, and, quote, lifestyle.
No.
And then they pick the location.
That's a swingers
The
app.
site picks the location.
No.
Swingers. Nope.
Don't like that at all.
Okay, this is just
As if getting to the one person at a time wasn't difficult enough.
I have never heard of an app so clearly opposite named. This app is called Pure. It coins itself as Uber for dates by trying to cut to the chase and get to real dates right now. It's free to start, but then it starts to cost you. You post a meeting request that lasts for an hour. If somebody takes you up on it, then you accept, decline, and go immediately to where they are. Now, I'm not saying that this is very clearly the perfect front for a prostitution ring, but this seems like the perfect
exactly
front for a prostitution ring.
This seems like, you know what this seems like? This just, I look at this and I get immediately stressed out. It just seems like it takes too much to even do it. It takes so much, like, if you're sending me a request, I have to answer immediately, then run to where you are. Like, no, that's like a scavenger hunt. That's not cool. I don't like the stress of this.
That is ridiculous.
This is very ridiculous. I'm over this already. I'm over this. I'm definitely over the Crystal Rock deodorant people. I'm over it, you know.
Like, it is the relationships aren't happening. Because you can't just have a conversation with somebody and then move from there. Like,
people don't do that anymore. They don't have conversation. Like, the art of conversation is lost. It's been reduced to adjectives, you know.
One adjective at a time.
Yeah, just one adjective at a time. Like, like, I don't get any of this at all. What's the next app? Is this it? Because I mean, they're all growing with me.
Apparently, we've got a loop going here. The chat is listening to us, but it's still recording fine. So we'll try to keep going.
I'm participating in the chat somewhat. So far, it's moving. I think.
Yeah. So how about we? You can put date ideas out and speed date by location. Because that's not creepy.
Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing that app. I think that's like a concept. You know, that's not, nobody's doing that.
Here's an app that I think is probably super popular, and it's called Hi There. If you're a marijuana enthusiast and searching for a partner to join you in your escapades, look no further. Hi There is destined for you. With video technology, you get to say literally hi on your profile, showcase your interest and personality, and hook up to smoke weed, which I'm not surprised about in the slightest. And I feel like as states legalize marijuana, this is going to be the #1 dating app out there.
I think that's genius, actually, because I think it's just going to be, it just created an avenue for broke people to find weed.
Every stoner just got a chance.
I mean, every broke person is going to use them. There are going to be a lot of guys that are going to be like, how is this girl into me? Oh my God, we matched. She's just broke. Relax. You know, and there will be a lot of girls that'll be like, oh my God, he's so hot. How is he into me? He's not into you, sweetie.
He's
Don't fall for it. He's just broke. He's just
tired of
broke. Like,
smoking resin and Reggie and wants to get some good kush out there. Let's go.
I feel like that's just what's gonna happen, though. I feel like he's just gonna like people are just gonna use each other on this app. But I mean, whatever floats your boat, man.
Hey,
Get it how you live.
Exactly.
I need an app that encourages conversation.
What?
An app that encourages conversation. Are you mad? You're not allowed to do that.
I'm insane because
that's logical and makes sense. Are you crazy?
That's the thing. That's the thing that I find is most lacking. Why it is that I'm not even wasting my time these days anymore. Because most of the time, a dude is going to open his mouth and just disappoint me. So, not worth it. So yeah, no. If I'm supposed to be actually dating, then yeah, I need somebody who I can actually talk to.
You're a crazy person.
It's really easy to find. Want to get laid? Any one of those apps. Want to go on a free date? Any one of those apps.
No.
Want to actually meet someone and have a conversation and get to know each other and want to be with someone that longer? Maybe not so much.
We have to be this picky, though. I mean, for women, most sex is mediocre anyway. That's just the way cookie crumbles. Like, most sex is mediocre for us anyway. It's always amazing for men. Like, most sex for us, though, is absolutely mediocre. You know?
Bullshit.
It is. That's why a lot
You're fucking funny. Shit.
Well, number one, I get that I'm funny. Thank you. I know that. That's not an insult in this sense. Thank you so much. But number two, it's true. Like, I mean, Rain can attest to this with me. Like, most women, it's not all gratifying for us. I think most of it, it's like on a scale of like 1 to 10 for men, it's always going to vary around like an 8. For us, it's kind of just hit or miss a lot of the time.
It's really not. And I'm not calling out any woman in particular.
Okay. Wait. Let me support both sides of my argument here, okay? On the one hand, statistics have shown, yeah, Britt's right. On the other hand, conversations with my male friends have shown, guys lie a lot. Sex is not always great, which was shocking.
Okay, well, you know what? I may be wrong. Let me rephrase it like this then. Men are more likely to have a positive experience. I feel like, for one thing, men are more gratified about it because I feel like they have to work for it. They're like, oh my God, I'm finally going to get it. Like, most women do not feel that way. Women are just like, we leave the house. There's usually somebody that's there like trying to get it. You know what I mean? Like, that's just it. So we don't have to work for it like this. So I guess most men are like gratified more from it. Like, oh my God, it's happening. I just don't. It's just weird to me. Like, that's the best I can say. It's just absolutely strange to me that we're gonna posit, women feeling like, oh my gosh, this is just amazing. Most women are not gonna feel that way. Most not really. If that were the case, a lot of women wouldn't be with like some of these lames, because some of this, like, a lot of times these lames like sneak up on them and have like hidden talents. And we all know that hidden talent might be something like sex related, because she's putting up with a lot of stuff. You're like, why is she with him? Oh, okay, it makes sense. If she tells, she's taking this. But see, I don't even want to get to know you enough like that, because I'm so optimistic and pessimistic. I don't even really want to care if the lame might have some hidden talents. I'm like, I guess there's just some things I'm fine with never knowing. There are some things I'm fine with absolutely never knowing. I have friends who their lives have been almost ruined by the fact that they discovered the hidden talent. And I'm like, girl, bye.
All right, we are going to, hold on. We're going to actually take a moment, toss an ad in here, and I think we're going to have to restart this stream. It appears that the DDoS attacks are fucking with everything. So you folks watching afterwards will get the full show with no problem. Unfortunately for the live viewers, they're going to have to deal with the stop-start. But like I said, we got the remedy, and so we will be right back.
Somebody just said it came back.
Yeah,
somebody said it's going.
After I already had stopped it, so we got to see here.
Oh, okay.
Actually trying to find love. Oh my God.
So this one's called
Gonna vary around like an 8.
All right. So let's behind.
I missed so much,
guys. I think you all can see where we've caught up yet. We're going to give you guys a couple seconds. So here's the easy thing for my chat folks that are watching right now. Toss a 7 into the chat if you can actually see the stream and hear me saying to toss a 7 in. That's the number 7 or put the word 7, either works. I'm going to hold here for a second and give you guys a break to see if it's working.
Wow, they're just now getting to the part where I spoke. That was like forever ago already. That's terrible.
Yeah, guys, you're going to need to hit the live button to move up to where we are right now. And like I said, put the number 7 in the chat if you can see and hear.
Let me refresh
I'm
this.
going to flip to that's it. That'll help you know.
That there. Link.
What's up?
I said, would it be the same link?
Yeah, it's the same link. We haven't actually stopped the stream.
Yeah, it's definitely not refreshed on mine.
No, I don't see anything. Nothing's happening on mine. It's just still like the thing is still buffering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I may have to go back up, which I'm really not really happy with. Yeah. And it's definitely not us on this end. Alright, we're gonna have to do some strangey shit. Which I'm not too happy about. Yeah, it's entirely broken. It's not switching over to the new MG. Let's see.
After
And,
we may not have that conversation until we're actually on the air.
well, that's the thing. It should be on right now with no trouble. But
Oh, we are. Wait,
yeah,
but they can't.
but
Oh, I get it. So
they
the
can't.
people who are
The chat
live
can't
will
say it,
know
which
once we
means
can.
something's entirely wrong here. And we're gonna let's see. Settings. I'm gonna try and grab this the easier way.
I hate for our live listeners to miss out just because I can't keep my thoughts in my head too
Yeah.
long.
Well, what we're gonna have to do if this is a problem, folks, is we will switch over. We will switch over and utilize the version of the on air that we don't normally like to use. But that's just saying it should. It says the stream's healthy and okay. We've got it going. Yeah, YouTube's broken. All right, folks. Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop streaming. We're gonna give you guys a new link, and it's gonna go to a part 2. So we will check you guys in that. Give us just a second.